Cade's going to have a tremendous career, and it probably will be in MVP considerations.
Cade Cunningham literally already has the in-between game from the three to the rim. I don't think people quite understand how tough of that is to have, and how rare that is in the NBA.
In his rookie year, his game is more complete than 70-80% of the league right now.
Yeah.
Sweet home Alabama. Khalil from Locked On Pistons joining the morning Woodward show this morning. We are going to talk some Detroit basketball. If he wants to walk in here, what are you doing, you jackass? Stop flirting with the chicks. Jesus Christ. Look, let's be honest. Last night was a pretty great night for everybody in the city of Detroit.
What's going on?
What up, Koo? Good morning, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
How you feeling about last night?
It was probably some of the most fun I've had in a long time watching the Pistons. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, I was having a blast watching that game. I was on my toilet, taking a.
I mean,
I was watching Cade Cunningham carry that team in the fourth quarter, smoking a hookah. It felt great. On the toilet.
On the toilet, yeah.
Alex, actually, you should go get that video, by the way.
Jesus
Please.
Christ.
That'd be funny. But Koo, look, I mean,
there's a video?
I don't want to sound biased, obviously.
It's on Woodward and Adam's Twitter.
I don't want to sound biased, but we've been on the Cade Cunningham as the obvious rookie of the year now for almost 2-3 months. Can you tell me if I'm missing something, if me and Jeff are off on something, if we're wrong when we say it's not even close? There's a kid who is part of the rookie class playing at an all-star or really a star level. And then there's just all the rookies that are good. There's nothing wrong with that, but come on, Cade having what? I want to say the first month averaging 22, 7 and 7 or 6 and 7 in a single month by a rookie since MJ. The first and the only player to ever do that outside of the greatest player of all time. Come on. I don't know why we're having a debate anymore, man.
I think a lot of people who don't watch Cade or don't watch the Pistons as much, which you can't blame them. The Pistons haven't been very good, and that's usually the case. They just go off the fact that apparently, I see now, I've seen this on Twitter and social media, that apparently there's this big narrative that Cade just sucked for the first 5 months of the season or something. I see that's out there, and people have just gone off of that when really it was just his first 2 weeks in the NBA where he really just struggled.
Yeah.
And he's been really, really good since then, and really it's just taken off since February. The Pistons also are playing I think it's 400 basketball since the change of New Year in games that Cade plays. So he's making them much better. He's playing at a level that is pretty crazy. I don't want to sit here and poo-poo what the other rookies are doing, because Evan Mobley is legit all NBA defender type of good defensively. Scotty Barnes definitely is legit over in Toronto as well. And even arch nemesis Jalen Green is actually playing pretty damn well for Houston over the past month or so. But I do think it's pretty clear if you watch Cade Cunningham compared to everyone else that he is just the best rookie in the class, and that it's not no one else is asked to do what he's asked to do, and despite that he's still playing at a level that none of them are playing at. So he's carrying a bigger luggage while also playing better than everyone else. So I do think he should be the rookie of the year. But I don't. If you want me to be honest, I think they're probably not going to give it to him, and they're going to hold his early start against them.
Cool, I got a special video for you.
Oh, no.
Alex, whenever you're ready, baby.
Jesus Christ. Dude, just hotbox.
That's the rookie of the year, baby. You can't tell me that's not
hold
the
on.
rookie
Do
of
you
the
normally take dumps with shades on, or is that
What do you think?
I feel like you would do that every day.
So if I may, I don't want to go too far with this right here, but when I was scrolling down Twitter yesterday, I simply saw the thumbnail of that video when I was scrolling down. I completely thought there was a different message you were trying to send.
That's what my wife said, by the way. She's like, aren't you saying something bad about the team? I'm like, no, I'm making a point. This guy's must-watch TV.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Go ahead.
But we had the pleasure of watching Cade Cunningham, but also we've had the pleasure lately of watching Killian Hayes. And over the last 5-6 games, he's given us 11, 4, and 5, and a little over a steal. So exceeding a lot of people's expectations as of late. But what future role do you see Killian in with this future core? Is it a 6-man like he's doing now, or is this some guy that has the ability to eventually start if he can progress his game?
I think you really don't know as of right now. The fun thing about Killian, and I've tried to point this out for a long time, I've been hammering this home on my podcast, is that, if you look at the games he's at right now, I think he's at game 87. Mm-hmm. So the natural progression that we've seen from the first 82 games is the natural progression you would have saw over his rookie season if he didn't get hurt.
Right.
So he struggled at the beginning. He had an injury when he came back his rookie season. He looked a little bit better than he did at the beginning of the year. Then this year he was struggling a little bit, but you've seen little baby steps in like aggressiveness, trying to get to the rim. I believe Amari Sankofa, he put out an article like a few weeks ago when he first started coming off the bench that he was getting to the rim at a rate that he's never gotten to in his career. It was like, I think, like 80th percentile in shots at the rim. So you've seen like little baby steps throughout the season, and it's basically the same progression you would have seen over his rookie season. And now, literally in games what would be considered his sophomore season, 83, what I think it's like 82 to 87 right now. It might be like 88 or something, but basically his sophomore season games, what would have been, he's played extremely well. So I don't want to put a cap on his ceiling because I've always been a big believer in Killian. So I've also always said that the best fit next to Cade is like the best version of what Killian could be. Like whether it is Killian, it doesn't, like, it could not be Killian. It could be Killian, could just be coming off the bench. But I do think the best fit next to Cade is whatever the best version of an archetype like Killian, who can be a playmaker, a good defender, take some of that responsibility off of Cade, playmaking wise, and also be able to hit spot up threes and do some of those things, like kind of like Alonzo Ball light.
Right.
So I don't know if Killian will reach that, but I don't know. But I think he could fit either one of those off the bench role, which he's been playing really well in, and he's been closing games, which really was what matters. Or if he ends up really improving that jump shot with John Beilein this summer to where he can be off ball, I also see a future where he, also depending on who they draft. I mean, if they get like, who's the guy, Jaden Ivey?
Yep.
Yeah, so if they get him, he probably will not be starting, obviously. But I think I'm not going to put a cap on his ceiling. I like what we've seen from him, though. So I think Pistons fans should be happy that it looks like he's at least carving out a role on the team moving forward.
Yeah.
I think that's what matters.
He's definitely improved. I do want to jump back to Cade Cunningham, in regards to what he's established now with this team. And when I look at Cade Cunningham, we always talk about the number 1 overall pick. And when was the last time the number 1 overall pick hit in the NBA draft? LeBron? I mean, there's been a few good ones, but nothing significant. And my question to you, and really the point I'm trying to get across right now, is if we knew this was Cade Cunningham, and I don't think anybody expected this, to be honest. If I'm an NBA franchise, I would have moved heaven and earth to try and get my hands on this kind of player. He doesn't sweat. He doesn't look phased. In the first quarter, fourth quarter, up 2, needs to hit a shot, down 2, needs to hit a shot. Never phases him. Mm-hmm. He plays the same way for 48 minutes.
I mean, and
it's unbelievable.
I mean, that goes back to, like, in the offseason, because I even said, like, I reported that the Pistons weren't going to draft Cade unless they got a Godfather type of offer. And you guys, like, throughout the offseason when the Pistons won the lottery, you heard all kinds of rumors about OKC possibly moving, like, SGA and picks to go up and get him. Heck, even Houston, who took Jalen Green, was trying to go up and get Cade. Like, all kinds of teams were trying to go up and get Cade Cunningham. So that kind of lines up with what was going on in the offseason. So that doesn't shock me.
And I want to ask you, because you tweeted last night, MVP future candidate with Cade Cunningham. I actually absolutely agree with you. I don't think there's at least a rookie this year. I mean, you don't know, these guys have to still pan out, but that can affect the game like Cade does and the pace he plays with. He has that Luka Doncic-esque pace already. And Luka, obviously, as we know, will probably be a future MVP as well. Explain your tweet. Like, I know a lot of people don't talk about it enough. We're so concerned with Rookie of the Year. But, like, beyond that, like, Cade's going to have a tremendous career, and it probably will be in MVP considerations. What was your takeaway this season to think that way? Like, this guy is going to be a future MVP candidate.
Well, like, the first thing that my mind goes to, and it literally, I go straight to the playoffs because I'm going to go on a little bit of soliloquy here. So, everyone knows, like, the new NBA is, like, heavily analytics based. Like, everyone always points out, oh, mid-range shots bad. They don't want you taking mid-range shots. Well, that's just, like, false. That's not the case. Right. They're saying that certain players shouldn't take a mid-range shot. But the great players that you see everywhere, Kawhi, Luka, you can go up and down the board of all these, KD, all these great players, they take the mid-range shot, and that's what makes them unstoppable to guard, especially in the playoffs. And that's where you usually start building. Like, a lot of guys on their first year on the MVP ballot, and there's probably going to be some guys that you see it happen with, probably Devin Booker's another one. They build their case kind of like the year before in the playoffs, and then they, like, submit that they're here. Right. And then the next year they're, like, already on the ballot. People are looking forward to them. So it starts because Cade Cunningham literally already has the in-between game from the 3 to the rim, and it's like I don't think people quite understand how tough of a that is to have, and like how rare that is in the NBA. Like if everyone was able to do that, you'd see like Greg Helser talks all the time about how, oh, I'd love to see more mid-range shots. Like if everyone could do that, you'd see more mid-range shots. Like that's how rare it is. So Cade, and he's doing this like I think he's shooting like 33, 34% from deep right now. So he doesn't even have like his pull-up three going right now. He doesn't have a three-point shot going, but he's showing off the fact he can finish with both hands around the rim. I said it on the I said in my pockets yesterday, if you guys play 2K, like in 2K16 or something, there's like the Curry layup that throws like 30 feet in the air. He did that one yesterday over Joel Embiid. He finished with running hooks, left, right hand, pull up middies, fadeaways, falling away from the rim. Like he has the in-between game down pat. He's scoring, 27 points on like elite efficiency simply off of in-between games. And usually that's hard. That's extremely hard to do. So that's what MVPs do. That's like what the best players in the entire NBA are able to do is work that in-between game, because a lot of teams are giving that up, and drop covers especially. Like that's where they're giving stuff up. So eventually when he gets his pull-up three going, I don't see how you stop him. Like I seriously think he might be one of the most unstoppable players in the NBA when he gets that three going. Because also there was a play in the third quarter I really want to point out is they ran a Spain pick and roll for him at the top of the key. And usually the look you're looking for here is the lob to the guy coming off the initial screen, which is Bagley, or the guy who set the secondary screen popping back up to the top of the key. They covered both. And Cade, this is like the third, fourth three that you have to make, and not like this is like you said, Luka type of play here. He makes the cross-court skip pass, I believe, to Isaiah Livers in the corner and drains it. So not only is he capable of just dominating you scoring-wise in between the game, finishing around the rim. Heck, once he gets foul calls, he might average like 25 a game. But
facts.
Take all the scoring. He's also just an elite, high-level IQ player, and passing is on point IQ and accuracy, timing, all that stuff. I seriously, like, once he gets his three-point shot going, I don't see how you stop him. I don't see how you do it.
Yeah.
We're talking about a player that, in his rookie year, is more complete, I would say, than 70. His game is more complete than 70, 80% of the league right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing coming into the draft. I forget who it was. Someone at ESPN said he was the most complete prospect he had ever scouted over the last, like, 15 years.
Yeah, Mike Schmitz. It's crazy.